For once, it's actually like fitting that I'm drumming on my way into the vlog because it's about music. Woo! We've had 2 recent questions with the SCHP hashtag that have been about music, and I thought I would knock them out here. One we skipped last week, so we're not going to get to it, and the other was posted since the last podcast, but I don't think we're going to answer it. So I'm going to answer them now. The first question is from Ron, and it is, what song has the best bridge ever? And I don't know if it's technically a bridge. I guess it's probably a coda, but one of my favorite songs in the world is Layla. And Layla is by Derek and the Dominoes, which was a band formed by Eric Clapton and... shoot, forgetting his name, Gordon something. Jim Gordon. I looked it up before I did this so that I wouldn't have to do that. Eric Clapton and Jim Gordon. Great blues rock band. I would say it was along the lines of a supergroup that you might expect like Jack White to be in now. Like Jack White's Rockin' Tours is a very similar makeup. It's like a bunch of super talented musicians in one band. And Layla was released by them in 1971. It is a song, it is one of many songs that is about the same person written by different people. Okay, back up a second. George Harrison met and married a woman named Pattie Boyd in 1966 or something. By 1971, him and Eric Clapton were best freaking friends. They were best friends. And Eric Clapton was in love with his wife. He was in love with George Harrison's wife. And Layla, as well as Something by the Beatles and Bell Bottom Blues by Eric Clapton, and like a whole bunch of other songs, are all about her, which is freaking mind-blowing. And by the way, Pattie Boyd then divorced George Harrison and married Eric Clapton. So it's nice to know that even in rock and roll, everything is turbulent and no one knows what's going on. So Layla ends, if you don't know, it ends with, it's got the first half of the song that people are pretty familiar with the way it sounds. The second half of the song is usually cut out when it's played on the radio. They skip it because it's just instrumental. And it features this awesome piano that the piano is pulled up for the end, and it's loud, it's like good rock piano. And it also features Duane Allman on slide guitar. I bet some of you didn't know that, even if you knew the song. Yes, that is Duane Allman. Fantastic. And the reason I love it so much, not just because it's great, is because, first of all, I've seen it in person because I saw Eric Clapton play once. It was awesome. And second, Martin Scorsese has a habit of using this song in his movies. The best possible example is Goodfellas. He uses the coda from Layla to show you this montage of, it's basically, I'm about to spoil part of Goodfellas, but if you haven't seen it, this won't really ruin that much because you won't even know what I'm talking about. When Henry Hill changes his mind about everything and decides to back out, as everything is falling down around all these characters, instead of doing dialogue, Scorsese just turns up the music and you just like see things happening. And the music almost makes me misty-eyed when I hear it because I can't help but think I'm drowned in images from Scorsese movies, and especially Goodfellas in that moment. It's really cool. So that is my favorite bridge, even though it might not be a bridge. It might not be a bridge. Unless you meant what song has the best bridge, like the San Francisco Bridge or something. The Golden Gate Bridge. I know what it's called. I've been there. And the other question was from Ricari. Ricari asked, what's a song you love by an artist you hate? And this is a good question because I'm going to answer it a slightly different way from what I think he thought I was. I'm going to pick an artist that I used to love and now I hate. I'm not the guy who changes their mind about bands. Even when bands get worse or like their heart isn't in it or whatever, like typically I'm still a fan. Like even if their sound changes, I'll be like, oh, they're evolving. Oh, they're showing progression. Oh, they're trying something new. Oh, like I will make excuses for them because I like the band. It's very strange when a band will change in a way that I can't just excuse or whatever. And there's one band that has really changed that I don't like them at all anymore. I don't know if I hate them. Hate is a strong word, but I don't care about this band anymore. Linkin Park. I loved Linkin Park when they came out. When they came out, that was like all I listened to for a year. I listened to Hybrid Theory, I listened to Reanimation, and then immediately after that came out Meteora. And I freaking loved those albums, and I played them over and over and over again. My copy of Hybrid Theory, which is probably over in my closet, is scratched to hell. It won't play anymore. I love Linkin Park. So basically, to answer your question, Will, any song from the first Linkin Park album, I love. Any song from the most recent 2 or 3 albums, like whenever I stop paying attention, I hate. I remember the first time I heard one of their new songs for the first time on the VMAs, and I was like, there's no way this is the same band. And I like checked to see, I was like, no, it's still Chester and Mike. Those are the 2 vocalists. And I was like, no, it's still those guys. And then I checked to make sure it was the same lineup. They haven't changed members in 12 years. They are the exact same people. But somehow their music is just, I don't know if it feels derivative. I feel like I know I can predict the songs. Like as soon as the song starts, I'm like, oh, it sounds like this. I bet the next part will sound, yep, it definitely sounds like that. Oh, Mike should rap a little bit. Oh, there, Mike is rapping. Okay, back to Chester screaming. Like, it's just not interesting. It's not dynamic. It doesn't show growth as an artist. In fact, it shows a lot of stagnation. I really liked those guys when they came out. I wish they had grown in a different way. I actually thought for a while that Mike Shinoda was going to be a big hip-hop producer. When he started doing Fort Minor, I really thought, I was like, good, that is the future for him. I saw him going the route of like Kanye West. Kanye came out as a producer, then turned into a rapper. I thought Mike Shinoda would start as a member of this band and then move into production and be like an awesome rap and hip-hop producer, but that didn't happen. So there you go. Those are answers to some random questions for you guys. See you later. Click!